In ancient Greece, the proud city of Troy stood east in the Mediterranean with giant marble walls. Its people were rich and proud, ruled by King Priam, whose sons Hector and Paris embodied Troy's strength and beauty. But in Olympus, discord was brewing between the gods. Eris, goddess of strife, had been slighted and sought revenge. She gave a golden apple to the goddesses. The apple bore the words, "To the fairest." Instantly, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite claimed it. To end their quarrel, Zeus chose a mortal judge, Paris, the prince of Troy. The goddesses tried to bribe him. Hera offered him power. Athena promised wisdom and victory. And Aphrodite offered love, the love of the most beautiful woman of the time. Paris chose Aphrodite. With that choice, destiny turned, and the seeds of war were sown. Helen, wife of Menelaus, king of Sparta, was the most beautiful woman alive. Aphrodite guided Paris to her. They fell in love, and under the goddess's spell, Helen fled with Paris to Troy. When Menelaus awoke to find his queen gone, his rage ignited Greece. Agamemnon, his brother and king of Mycenae, called on all Greek lords to join the war to reclaim her. 1,000 ships set sail from Greece, bound for Troy. The greatest fleet ever assembled. The Greeks landed on Trojan shores. Spears clashed, arrows flew, and the long war began. Achilles, a demigod, son of the sea goddess Thetis and the mortal king Peleus, and was made nearly invulnerable by being dipped in the river Styx as an infant, with the exception of his heel, from where he was held when dipped by his mother. Achilles was the Greeks' mightiest hero, led charge after charge. His strength was unmatched, his fury divine. The gods took sides. Hera and Athena aided Greece. Apollo and Aphrodite stood with Troy. For years, neither side prevailed. Troy's walls stood firm, and Greek morale began to wane. Inside Troy, Helen's beauty both enchanted and cursed the city. Some blamed her, others pitied her. Hector, noble prince of Troy, led his armies with courage and honor. The Trojans saw him as their shield. But Achilles' pride grew. When Agamemnon took his prize Briseis, Achilles withdrew from battle. Without Achilles, the Greeks faltered. Hector pressed his advantage, driving them back to their ships. Patroclus, Achilles' beloved friend, could not bear the Greeks' suffering. He donned Achilles' armor. Leading the Greeks forward who thought he was Achilles, Patroclus turned the tide, until Hector struck him down. When Achilles learned of Patroclus' death, his grief turned to unrelenting rage. He returned to battle, a storm made flesh. Even gods trembled at his fury. Achilles challenged Hector to a duel. They circled each other, blades flashing like fire. Then Achilles struck, swift and fatal. Achilles tied Hector's body to his chariot and dragged it before the city walls. At night, King Priam entered the Greek camp alone, begging for his son's body. Moved by the old king's courage, Achilles relented. For one night, the war paused for mourning. Soon after, Achilles met his own fate. Paris, guided by Apollo, shot a poisoned arrow that struck Achilles' heel. Achilles' death shook the Greeks. Yet his name would never fade from memory. Years passed. Neither army could claim victory. Then Odysseus, known for his intellect, conceived a daring plan. A great wooden horse was built, hollow, immense, and left before the city gates as a gift to the Trojans. The Greeks sailed away, leaving the horse behind. Or so it seemed. The Trojans gathered around it, marveling at the craftsmanship. Many believed it a sign of victory. Only the prophet Laocoon warned them, "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts." But soon serpents, sent by the gods, rose from the sea and crushed Laocoon and his sons. Terrified, the Trojans saw it as a sign. The gods wished the horse inside. That night, Troy celebrated. Wine flowed, music filled the streets, and the city rejoiced. As the city slept, the belly of the horse creaked open. Greek warriors slipped into the night. They opened the gates. The Greek fleet, which had waited in darkness, returned. The Greeks flooded in. Fire and death swept through Troy's streets. King Priam of Troy was slain at the altar. Paris fought valiantly but fell beneath the storm. Troy's defenders were overcome. Helen stood in the palace, her heart torn between love and horror as the city fell. Thus ended the great war of Troy, born of beauty, pride, and the will of gods. And from that fire, legend was born, a tale to echo through eternity.